Chael, Glenn Bell. I have a question about Conor McGregor's new titanium leg. Might it be a benefit to him? I'm well aware that Chris Weidman has a titanium leg and we're yet to see it in action. I'm also well aware that Anderson Silva has a titanium leg and we really haven't seen any benefits from it. I'm also well aware that nobody has a titanium leg, but I think we'd agree that if you take a titanium rod and strap it to the outside of your leg, that will be illegal within the octagon. But that's on the outside, maybe it doesn't matter if it's on the inside. Well, the baseball industry has something to say about that. There's several things you cannot do to the inside of the bat because that will make it illegal. You can't cork the bat. You can't load the bat, giving it a higher moment of inertia and a faster swing speed. They didn't say, well, you can do anything you want to the inside of the bat as long as you leave the outside alone. No, they believe that modifying the inside of the bat can make the bat illegal. As a matter of fact, the titanium bat was outlawed. It exceeded the performance limits set by the governing association. But that's a baseball bat. Maybe it's no comparison to a leg. Well, Diego Sanchez agrees with Chad that getting kicked is like getting hit with a baseball bat. I recently heard you say you compared the mighty shin bone to a baseball bat being swung at maybe 80 miles per hour. So it seems there is a connection. Now you have the mentality. Gegard Mousasi said even if Chris Weidman comes back, he's going to be thinking about what happened to him. It's going to be in the back of his mind. Mike Tyson said if Conor McGregor comes back with an injury like that, it's hard to overcome. I'd be willing to bet that Anderson Silva never swung that new titanium leg as hard and as fast as he swung the old one. But that's a guess by me. Well, Conor McGregor could be the first one who is mentally tough enough or mentally wired the right way to throw this new titanium leg at full speeds at somebody's leg, body, or skull. He's already bragging about it. He said, I got what I needed. And what I needed was a new titanium shin bone. He said the doctor put a titanium rod from me knee down to me ankle. And he's calling it an unbreakable titanium rod. He's comparing himself to Terminator 2. He said, I have to work on the balance. And then I got my titanium leg. He's calling it himself an unbreakable titanium leg. So the question, Chael, do you think Conor McGregor might have an advantage with his new titanium leg? Dare I say, as Ariel would say, an unfair advantage. Am I on to something here, Chael? Or am I simply on to nothing?
Glenn, hey, that's an interesting point, and I got to tell you, that has never been tested. And it's kind of surprised me. Give you one specific example. Do you remember when the maniac, Tim Sylvia, got his arm popped by Frank Mir? Do you remember this? Frank became the champion of the world. Herb Dean was the ref, stopped the fight. Everybody was upset with Herb. They showed the replay. Herb was right. He was just the only one that saw it. Okay. Tim Sylvia had a metal plate, put in his forearm to fix this. Tim was coming out and telling people, I cannot wait to get back in the ring. I'm going to use this. I'm going to smash somebody in their face with it. And there was not an exaggeration here. This wasn't metal screws like some guys have. This wasn't a little titanium holding a bone together like I think we might be talking about with Conor. They put a full metal plate. Tim had even made a comment that he couldn't get through airport security. He had to bring like a note with him and then get wanded on the other side. I don't know how serious that was. I never knew if Tim was just having fun with this. Tim Sylvia also was not a guy to get on top of you and start ground and pounding. That just wasn't the way he fought. He had the big, powerful hands. He would stay up on his feet. And I only bring that to you because we never really saw it. We never saw Tim throw somebody down and then bash them open and see a fight ended or see some cuts and then have an athlete talk about, maybe Tim's opponent after the fact come back and say, man, the punches were different. There was metal. It never got tested. And Tim was the first one to even steer into it within the media. Tim was the first one to ever even bring it to anyone's attention. Hey, I now have metal inside that they're going to allow, and I do fully plan to use it. He was the first one. And it got many people to kind of pull their heads back and go, well, wait a minute. How much is that metal? Where is that metal located? How are we going to deal with that metal? It just never got tested. The conversation got started. Tim is the one who started it. He never actually went in and started using that as a weapon, the weapon that he claimed that it was. I, in all fairness, don't know how much metal they put in his arm. He made it sound like he was Wolverine. And I believed him. He might have been pulling our leg just a little bit, like even the airport security. He might have just added to this. I don't know, but I have thought about it. I've thought about what you've said. And I love the example that you make about the bat. We can't just say because it's in somebody, it's therefore allowed. I mean, without a review, what if Tim was right? What if it was a full plate of metal, as Tim told us, and he could just go out and hit something? You see the problem. You see the problem. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere. If you're asking me for a prediction, I don't think this goes anywhere. I do hear what you're saying from a conversational standpoint of, does this need to be looked into? And that's a slippery slope in all fairness. If somebody dealt with an injury so bad that they needed something like that, and that would somehow disqualify them from participating in their sport or continuing on with their livelihood, I mean, I would feel in many ways, I'd feel like I'm kicking a guy when he's down. If you are using a big metal thing to go out and win, I mean, do we start to have a different conversation? I think that's all you're bringing up. I don't think we're looking for a conclusion here. I think we're just looking for a little bit of a dialogue back and forth. What does this mean? Does it cause an advantage? My suspicion with Glenn, no info. I have no info. I've never asked a doctor. I've never even heard a doctor speak on this. My suspicion, the answer is no. I think that you would be at a deficit. By example, if you offered me right now, Chael, do you want the body and the tools that you have now, or would you like metal inside of you? I go, no, I'd rather have the ones I have right now. But you are talking about something being on the inside, being allowed, that if it was on the outside would result in a disqualification. It's a fair question by you. Why don't we stop here and pass this to Dr. Abbasi, have him make a video on it, and have him give us the answer?